why I don't use food to train dogs. Well, my father didn't do it, and I assume his father didn't do it. So why would I do it? It doesn't make any sense anyway. Your dog, you can use anything that the dog likes for positive reinforcement. And don't you see the way the dog looks when you have food in your hand? Excited. So you're conditioning the dog to be excited when you use food. Even if the dog is calm, sitting beside you as you bring the food down, you excite the mind of the canine, and then you reinforce that excitement with the food. It's ridiculous. It's tied into the dog's survival. It's too important to the dog. That's why they eat as much as they can, as fast as they can, right? So don't bring that into the equation. The other problem is, if you do this and you do it with clients just keep, this is how it happens. They just keep using the food. I know dog trainers that are the same way. They're, quote, balanced dog trainers, but they're constantly using food with their dog that's, 7, 8 years old. It's ridiculous. Anything that the dog likes, you can use as positive reinforcement. If a dog trainer is using food, a minuscule amount, I'm not going to hold it against them. Most of the people that I know, that's what they do. They use food. I can't change everybody, I'll tell you that. And 99% of the population is stupid. They are. Come on, the average IQ is 100. So the average IQ of a dog trainer is 100 too. So you could tell them until you're blue in the face, and they're not going to get past the point of like, oh, look at how the dog likes it, right? Yeah, well, they like a lot of things is the point. And if you don't want to have problems with the dog, anytime you have food in your hand, the dog's going to look at you like, look, I'm going to get it. That's a problem. It's a problem. 4 million dogs are dying every year in this country alone. We're not talking about the UK. We're not talking about Australia, Asia. Just in the United States, 4 million, and that's not counting the dogs that die in backyards and stuff like that. It's probably more like 20. Yet we have an army of dog trainers that are so short-sighted that all they want to do is train with food, as positive reinforcement. We're not even talking about the purely positive, idiots. They're absolutely horrible. The food trainers that just do purely positive. I'm talking about even balanced trainers that can't get past the point, of like, I have to give the dog positive reinforcement, so I'm going to use food. Really? You can't say good or good boy or good girl? You can't pet the dog or use a toy? You can't find anything other than food. This is the problem. We got a bunch of dog trainers out here, including the positive reinforcement trainers and balanced trainers that, they have to use food because, that's all that they can think. That's all that they can see with the dog. The dog likes food. Yeah, a little bit too much is the point, right? Like I said, it's tied into the dog's survival. Pet the dog, use toys, tell the dog it's doing good. Don't condition in problems with the dog, and that's what you're doing when you're training with food. Don't do it. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense. It is fucking nonsense.